you musicians out there, come on in. Come on in. Got some cool stuff to talk about today. Here we go. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Rick Parma. I'm here live in the studio talking music talk, how to be a gigging musician. If you've checked out my series, I have a small couple of videos on YouTube that were, edited and all kinds of crazy stuff. But with the live studio being set up like this, with the cameras and everything and the audio, I might as well just do live videos this way and be able to just put them out there, and then anybody could check them out whenever they want. And then eventually I'll make a little course and some kind of, where people can learn. I'm going to start to do some sax tutorials, some vocal tutorials. I have some cool ideas for sax tutorials to be able to see what I'm doing while I'm doing it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm working on that now. I'll probably go live later with a basic sax tutorial just to test it out and see how it works. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some really cool gear that I just got. I'm always buying gear, but I'm only buying gear that I feel like I need or that I think will really help my live performances, based on making it easier for me to set up or tear down or things like that. Now, I'm going to hold up two different things. One, this is you're probably wondering, what is in that bag? Well, let me show you. Really quickly, I want to show you this, what this is. This is a knob for a speaker stand. You're like, yeah, that's something special. Yes, it is, and I'll tell you why. The average speaker stand out there. I'm going to pull it up. I want to get to an actual price of an on-stage speaker stand. Now, on-stage is one of the normal speaker stand companies, the main companies out there, and they do a lot of speaker stands and that kind of stuff. And let me show you some. Let me see. Amazon. I'm going to try to pull up Amazon and just make it easy. Let's see. On-stage speaker stand. There you go. Okay. Let me pull this over. Let me show you the screen. Bang. Okay. So on-stage speaker stand is the average stand. Okay, here's a Pearl Smith speaker stands. Let me find a single stand. Wow. That cannot be. Oh, that's a crank up one. That's why that's $135. But an average stand, here's an on-stage speaker stand, classic on-stage speaker stand. $50 freaking dollars. Let me click on this. $50. Okay, it'll focus up in a second. Come on. There you go. Standard speaker stand, okay? You see the standard twisting knob at the top and the bottom. Tripod stand. No big deal. This is a stupid little plastic piece that they give you to fit bigger holes and stuff. But all it is a speaker stand for $50 freaking dollars. Okay? So I go to this company here. I'm going to pull this freaking company up in here. It's going to blow your damn minds. Okay, fullcompass.com. I wanted to show you guys this. Fullcompass.com. They not only sell gear, but they sell parts. So if you slide your mouse all the way over here, go to parts. They have parts for all kinds of friggin' stuff, right? Let me do stands and rack mounts. Bam. I'm going to click on stands. I'm going to scroll down. We'll go speaker stands. Amplifier stands, keyboard stands, lighting stands. Here's speaker mounts, speaker stands, and accessories. Okay, so they got speaker stands. Look at it, $99 for these freaking things, all this kind of stuff. I'll do a search real quick. I'll just do a quick search. Actually, I'll pull this search up in particular. Code number 181971. Okay, let me show you the genius of this whole thing. Slap, slap, slap. If you get Guns N' Roses retainer treatment, I didn't see the. Hold on, I didn't see the comments. A lot of lugging gear through hotels and sleeping in terminals. Hey, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. But this is the reason why I do this, how to be a gigging musician. I talk about a lot of different stuff. I've talked about how to do gigs, how to get more tips, how to sell your music, how to play your music at normal gigs when people are expecting you to be playing cover songs and blah blah blah. But check this out. This happy Veterans Day. Yes, if you're a veteran out there, happy Veterans Day. This knob here is $2.31. Okay, this knob here is the main thing on a speaker stand, on this speaker stand, that goes out. Okay, goes out maybe every. Now I gig a ton. I gig at least 3-4 times a week. So I'm using my speaker stands at least 3-4 times a week, every single week, 52 weeks out of the year. So these knobs, they go out quick. They go out the quickest, right? Why the hell would you buy another speaker stand for $50 when you could buy this? When you can buy the knob itself? I keep doing that. Hold on, let me get this flyer off the off the screen. Why would you buy the speaker stand for $50 when you could buy a spare knob for $2.30? So let me show you what I bought. I bought 6 of these things, right? I got them all. I have a bunch of different parts for my speaker stands and my microphone stands in the closet in my storage spot. And then I bring a couple of pieces with me on my gigs all the time, just in case I run across something. 90% of the time, it's not crucial to where like, oh my God, I have to have a knob right now, otherwise I can't do the gig. So if a knob kind of goes out, chances are I could just swap it out when I get home or the next morning. So stop buying gear that you don't need. Now, I've seen time and time of people taping up their speaker stands or Jimmy rigging them with all kinds of crazy stuff, or just straight up they're just buying new stands, and that is absolutely nuts. Stands are always in a short. Wait, what did he say? He said. Let's see. What did he say? Yes, but it seems stands are always in short supply. Exactly. That's another thing. Is that if you're always having to find speaker stands and they're always expensive and it's hard to find them unless you run and you happen to be gigging near a guitar center, it's hard to find. So this is what I'm saying. I've used these speaker stands for 15 years. Never had to swap them out for anything. I just swap out the parts. And if you see, I'll show you on this speaker right here. This is the problem that goes out right here. And it always goes out between this area and this area right here is where the threads go bad. And that's because once you start tightening it down, there's that pressure pulling off. And naturally over time, because this is probably, just some kind of average steel or whatever, eventually those threads go out. They don't go out on the nut itself. They go out on the bolt. So you have to replace the knob, not the nut. The nut would even be better because the nut probably only like 10 cents. But it's always the threads on the bolt that go out. That's the problem. So and there's 2 of them on every speaker stand with the same bolt, same knob, same nut, all that stuff. So if you buy some backup parts, your speaker stands will last way longer than because there's nothing wrong that's going to go, the pipes aren't going to bend, the bracket that holds the tripod part is most likely going to be fine. And the only way you're going to damage any of the rest of the stand is if you drop the damn thing. Now there are some bolts and nuts on the legs. You can get those here as well. You could swap those out, but those are just standard bolts and nuts that you can swap out at any hardware store as well. So don't really need to go and get that specific bolt and nut if you don't want to. You can go to any. Here's a cool little tip. Go to any hardware store with the bolt and nut or screw or whatever that you need. Take that with you, and you can actually fit it into their. They'll have a slot, where you can test the sizes and test how they fit and all that kind of good stuff. And you'll be able to find what you need to replace all your parts and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to knobs and it comes to little twisting knobs for your normally on a normal mic stand, which I don't have one around here. There's a knob, right up at the bar. There's a knob at the bottom base, especially if it's a boom stand. And then there's also the knob that usually has a silver handle or some kind of big twisting knob that has the rubber gasket, so causes it to not move and stuff. You can find all those parts on this website. So make sure you guys check out fullcompass.com. I'm telling you, I ordered 6 of these. So look at what am I spending for 6 of this? Like $15, a little over $15 for backup parts that are going to make my $60 speaker stands last for probably another 5 years, 4 or 5 years. So it's much cheaper to it's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep the stand and buy the parts and replace the parts than to buying all new stands and stuff. It's just really pointless. So that's fullcompass.com. Make sure you go there, check out their stuff. Like I said, I'm not an affiliate for any of these kind of links or whatever. I'm just trying to help a brother out, help people out, help my musician friends out. Another thing I want to talk about is this. Then there's rack mount issues. Yeah, exactly. Rack mount issues. But you could buy parts for all that stuff. All that stuff, when you think about it, all this stuff that I'm talking about is basic, cast metal or cut metal. You know what I mean? Rack mount stuff is all just sheet metal that they drilled holes in and they form it into a shape. So these are kind of parts that you could buy that you don't want to. So that when like if you have a sliding drawer on a rack mount and it breaks, don't buy a whole new rack mount. You buy just the sliding part. Find the sliding part somewhere and then just put get some tools out, like be a man, be a man or be a strong woman and fix your own stuff. That's the best way to do it. Fix your own stuff. Otherwise, I've had the same mic stand for literally 20 years. This is a mic stand that I brought from Chicago before I moved here. I've had the same mic stand for 20 years and I spent maybe $30-$40 over the lifetime of having that mic stand, and it's never failed me now. And actually, believe it or not, the normal part of a boom stand, the one that causes the whole arm to twist, that has the gasket in it, I've never actually had to replace that. I bought one replacement part, but in like the last 20 years, I've never had to replace it. I go to gigs, and you use somebody else's crap, and that's the first thing that you see. You twist the hell out of it, and it just you twist the hell out of it. You try, you get the jaws of life and try to tighten that thing out, and it just fades down. And it's like because the gaskets on the inside, the grooves are all just shot. So replace the parts. Don't replace the whole stand. You're going to spend way too much dang money, and you just don't. Yeah, be a strong woman and buy your stuff. So yeah, be an alpha male or alpha woman and fix your own stuff. Now check this out. This is something I just picked up. I wanted to try it because I've been looking for a good in-ear monitor system for a long time, and something that's not expensive, something that works, something that's digital, something that is chargeable, because I'm sick of batteries. If you don't know me, I have a drawer full of AA and AAA Energizer rechargeable batteries because I go through if you think about it, you go through batteries all damn day, all month long, all over your house. Remotes, every remote for every TV, every stereo, every you have like a Chrome stick or something like that. My keyboard and mouse for my Mac, those are battery powered. Everything I have is battery powered. So I just said, forget. I'm going to just start buying rechargeable everything. And I'm telling you, dude, it has saved my life so many times because I don't know if it's just because this is the original model of the keyboard and mouse, the trackpad for Mac, but these batteries run out. They use up a lot of battery. I'll go maybe 3 weeks and then have to swap the batteries out again. But having rechargeables means I don't have to keep going to the store and buying more batteries. So that's one thing. So make sure you go online, go to Amazon, buy just a big old pack of them, like an 18 pack or something. And then, for example, we have the grandson at the house. He's got a bubble toy that uses 9 freaking batteries. A bubble toy. It's just a fan with blows bubbles. 9 batteries, 9 AAA batteries. He's got a remote control Mario Kart car, which frankly is awesome. I play with the thing all the time when he's here. But that has 6 AA batteries. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they run through you run through your batteries so fast. So go online, I'm so glad I'm out of the band biz. You got to get back in the band biz. It's the best. But so that is one thing. Get yourself some batteries. But check this out. I've been talking about trying to figure out a new in-ear monitor system, and I came across this one. Now, it's been out for a while, but, to me it was new. I just happened to see it flash across my screen when I was on YouTube, I believe it was. And so I picked it up. I just said, fuck it, I'm going to try it. But at first I watched a bunch of reviews online, so I'm going to review it myself. This is my new wireless system, okay? Now, just to show you the size, here is an AirPod case, okay? Look how small this is. This is the smallest freaking battery. This is the part that goes on your hip. This is the part that you clip into your board, okay? So this is your transmitter. It's got the XLR on the one side. It's got 6 different channels. This is the digital, goes over 2.4 gigahertz. Here, there you go. That's not clear. Okay, well, it's clear enough. It's got the on and off switch here, the aux or a line signal. So the auxiliary is, I think auxiliary is -10, and I think line is +4 dB. I might have those switched around. It might be +10, whatever. Success never found me. Not much demand for Duran Duran tribute band. Oh, come on, any tribute band could work. But yeah, this little thing you plug right into your output of your board. It does come with a mono female to male 1/4-inch cable or a 1/4-inch adapter. I ordered a stereo one because I want the stereo feed. Even though it's a mono, it works fine. You could just plug this right into your auxiliary output or your headphone output, or your if you're using a bigger console, you could plug it into, usually there's a lot more outputs. Or you could just plug it into a straight monitor output on the snake on the floor, which is really awesome. But that is your in-ear monitor system. Now on the body pack, all you have is and zero, and it's like point, what do they say, is like 0.5 milliseconds or something. I watched a video of a YouTube guy who was doing a review, and he actually set his recording to be 0.7 milliseconds delayed. So that, and when he told you, it was because you don't notice even 7 milliseconds. You can't even see it in the lip talking. So it's that small. And this thing averages a 0.5 millisecond delay. So it's really tiny. You don't even notice it. The other thing is, like I said, it's all digital. And it's got a volume knob here on the left. Nice solid material. This whole thing is like, I think it's steel. It feels like steel. And then you have 6 different channels. I'm going to turn it on real quick so you see it light up. When you tap on the button, it moves through channels. So the top one is channel 1, channel 2, 3, all that kind of stuff. And then you have 2 LEDs. One is your power LED, and then one is your signal LED. And at the very top, you have your headphone input and then your on and off switch. So it's very simple. I mean, this thing is light. I mean, this is tiny. So you just put this on your belt or your band, your pants band or whatever, or your shirt or however you want. I don't care. Put your headphones on, and I'm telling you, the audio is clear. It's not compressed audio. Now, technically, from analog to a digital signal, there's a really unnoticeable unless you're one of those really anal people when it comes to audio. You're not going to notice the difference. It sounds amazing. It absolutely sounds amazing. So I picked this up because I do a lot of solo gigs, okay? And so that means I'm just having my mic, my sax mic, and my tracks. Well, the problem is I'm doing like a lot of backyards, small backyards that maybe hold 30, 40, 50 people, that kind of stuff. And a lot of times I don't really want to bring a lot of gear and doing a lot of stuff like that. So what I do is I'll just sit in front of my speaker. So A, I can hear myself, and B, they can hear me. Now, the only problem is if I want to turn it up, I really can't because now I'm feeding back. So this is going to help me massively because now I can actually put the speaker anywhere. I can put it in front of me or on the side. I don't necessarily have to be behind it to hear it. And I'll just plug this little bad boy right into my 2-channel. I got a 2 or 4 channel mixer, I think. Yeah, I have a 2-channel mixer that I bring for my solo gigs. And by 2-channel, I means 2 XLR, and then it's got, like 2 or 3 more balanced and unbalanced quarter-inch inputs, stereo inputs, whatever. But anyway, massive. It's gonna really make a big difference. Now, I tested it in here. I just had put a mixer on, and then I walked all the way outside to my driveway, which is a good, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 feet or so at least. And it started crackling at about 50 something feet, which is kind of what they average, which is pretty far though. I mean, how often do you have to really walk 50 feet away from your, from the transmitter? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of not that common. Like I said, the nice thing is if you're on a stage with a bigger venue, you can put it in the snake, and if the audio engineer is not too far away, and you get a good signal while you're on stage, you can put it at the house board, and then if you walk into the crowd, then you're actually essentially walking closer to it, so you have a fine signal the whole time. Now, let me see. People are commenting. I want to read some of these. No latency yet. Yeah, I did think about that. That would also work well if you wanted to walk the room. Yeah, exactly. Walking the room is cool, because then if you have a wireless sax, you'll have your body pack. Most of us sax players have the Velcro on the sax, which is probably a better way to go. And then this thing on your hip. But I think it's worth it, even if you have 2 body packs. One is a wireless for your sax, and then one is the headphones. I think you'll be fine. And then with most wireless signals nowadays, you can select different channels and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a really cool thing to have. I'm going to test it out tomorrow, this whole weekend. I have a bunch of gigs this weekend, and a couple of them are public on Thursday and Friday, which is where the let me show you. There you go. This is where the flyer comes in. Every Thursday and Friday, I'm at Kobe Bistro from 6:30 to 8:30. So make sure you check it out. Check it out. Come on out if you're in the area. But I just really recommend, check out these awesome pieces of gear that I find. I will not steer you wrong. I am one of those people that will return the shit if I have to, because frankly, I'm not going to waste my time with crappy gear. So let me show you real quick some pictures. You can see how small this stuff is. I already showed you the size. Built-in lithium battery, which is what I love. That was hey, I got one more thing to show you. But let me show you these pictures first. Now, the other cool thing is that you can actually buy more receivers. So if you have a 3 or 4 piece band, you can actually buy 3 or 4 receivers, and based off of one transmitter, you'll have one monitor output, so everybody would hear the same thing. The nice thing is that you can buy multiples. You can buy multiple packs, different types of packs. Like this one here, they have a set 4 receivers plus 1 transmitter is only $569, which compared to if you're buying one of them Shure ones, it's like $600 just for one. So the price for 1 transmitter, 1 receiver, what I bought, is only $229. So you get 1 transmitter, 1 receiver, and for 1 transmitter, 2 receivers, it's for $339. And then if you just want to buy a receiver only, they're $129 a piece. So like if you have a band and you guys are all, dedicated to the band, you pitch in, you buy 1 transmitter and everybody buys their own receiver. Or if like the drummer and the bass player want their own mix, then they have to, make them buy their own. Or if you just, you got it like that, and you have a band that you regularly, it's your solo band that you're the lead, but they're just kind of hired musicians, but you always want to use inner monitors, then just, you over some cash, buy that, and then from now on, anytime you do gigs with anybody, just tell them to bring their own ears. And then you can have a couple different sets and stuff, and you really essentially get rid of the floor monitors and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, because the audio is so digitally clear, you're gonna love it. Let me just play the video real quick. Crazy looking band. See, super easy to set up, super easy to use, compact, and for only $229. I mean, I really recommend any musicians out there, any musicians, especially if you're doing solo gig type things, because then, like I said, you can eliminate the fact of bringing extra speakers for monitors. I think that's awesome. I mean, even at my Kobe setup, I bought Y brackets for my speaker stands, and I put my 2K12s facing out, and then my 2K8s facing in for my monitors. And then I just daisy chain the right side to that side and right side to that side. So I got the stereo feed that they're hearing. I have the same thing. But I'd like to be able to not have to bring those extra two speakers and the Y mount and all this stuff. So that was the reason why I bought this. Now, tomorrow when I set up my setup, I'm going to still, because I haven't used this in a live setting yet, I am still going to set up everything, but I'm going to test it in the first, for the first hour or so of how it sounds, in a live setting, and I'm going to test it. I'm going to really figure it out if I like these things or not. But I really do, in just this basic test, I know they sound super clear, tons of volume. It was too much volume actually when I turned it all the way up. It was actually like boom, hitting me. So it is a really cool thing. Now check this out. Now this is something that I think everybody's going to be like, whoa, that's a good idea. You know how you have iPhone cables or Android cables, or you have all these different types of cables for charging your phones and charging everything. Uses the standard USB stuff now, a USB cord into a square, and you either use you either use an Android or iPhone. But say you have an iPhone which is used as a lightning cable, but then you go and use another little device or something, like maybe you have Bluetooth headphones that charge, and those use lightning cables, or not the lightning cables. They use like the Android type of adapter. Check this out. I want to show you these. I ordered these a while ago, and these freaking things changed my life. Like seriously, because I use them in every aspect of my day, every single day. Here we go. I ordered these a while ago. And I got hooked on that little song. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, here you go. All right. Let me find the... This is the set. This is the set I bought. Okay, let me put them on the screen. Check this out, everybody. These are magnetic charging cables. These are magnetic charging cables. You get in this little pack for only $20. You get a 1-foot cable, a 3-foot cable, a 6-foot cable, and another 6-foot cable with a 90-degree angle on the other side. Each cable comes with one lightning, one mini USB, and then a USB-C adapter. Okay, each one. So you get 4 lightning, you get 4 USB, and then 4 USB-C adapters. Okay, you plug these in. Now let me come back to me. You plug these in to anything that has the adapter hole, right? So right now, this is my headphone case. I plugged one in here. Okay, I have my second AirPods. I'll tell you about it why I have 2 pairs of AirPod Pros another time. But I have another adapter in here. Now I have my iPad. I'm going to show you just the iPad. I got one in there. But check it out. I also put it on my new in-ear monitor systems, because this is not a lightning cable, it's a USB adapter, but I have those because they came with them. So I have now these USB charger ports in everything. I ordered 2 different packs, so I have lots of cables. I put a cable in my living room couch that has a USB port in there, and I actually put one in my video game controller. I put that one of those little magnetic things. So now I have my game controller that sits in my center console of my couch is charging all the time, or can charge anytime. So anytime I want to play some games on the TV, I just bing, bing, pull it out. There you go. It's working. But this works all over the place. I even put them in the back of my cameras, my Mevo cameras, for when I take my Mevo camera out to gigs and stuff. So right now, my Mevo camera is hardwired. Yeah, exactly. Then you never worry about forgetting specific cables. Exactly. So that's the reason why I bought 2 packs of these, is because then I have, first of all, I have backups in case I lose one, but then I don't have to worry about finding a different adapter cord for that different head. You know what I'm saying? For that different charging port. I have everything covered no matter where I'm at. And then because they send you so many little adapters, you have a lot extra. You can even order them separate without adding more cables. But I mean, it's ridiculously cool. Let me show you. Let me go back to the camera here. Check it out. So yeah, so it just pops right in there, and then it rotates, of course. So once it's magnetically connected, it rotates fine. So you don't break your cables nearly as often. These woven fabric cables are super nice. See the 90-degree, how they're playing a game while they have the 90-degree cable in there. It's not sticking out in front of your hand. Ooh, that looks like a fun game. And then of course, yeah, and you literally can pick up your iPhone with it. Here, I'm gonna try it. I've done it before. It's gonna make me a liar. It's gonna make me a lie. Well, this is an XS Max. This might be too heavy. Ah, look at that. I am not holding it. Look at, my hands are not on it. It literally is holding my XS Max. Wow. I did not think it was gonna be that strong. So it just works for all kinds of different options. So many different options, and I think everybody can use those. I'm telling. Another reason. Check this out. Another thing was when I do DoorDash. I'll get to your comment in a second, Ashley. I saw a comment pop up. When I do DoorDash, I constantly all day long, because you have to take pictures of the orders and things like that. I have to take my phone in and out of the car all day long, probably 20 times, 30 times a day, and I got so tired of pulling the cable in and out. So now what I did was, I have my cable that's, from my power source in the car, run to my phone holder, and then I zip tied it so it's just sitting there. So now all I do is put my phone down there and just tap it, and it just connects because it's magnetic, goes, and all day long. So when I need to grab my phone, I just grab it and pull it, and it just disconnects so smooth. So easy, no cords ripping, nothing like that. So that's another thing. Now here's the downfall, is they don't transfer data. But how often do you really need to plug in your phone to your computer anymore? And if you do, you just have one cable by your computer, and you just pull out the little adapter and you put it in, and you sync your computer if you have to do it physically. Nowadays, you could sync your phones wirelessly, so you really don't ever need anything else. These things work. I'm just saying, and I'm only saying they work every time, every day. It drives me crazy how cool they are. It's awesome. Okay, so then let's see. Unrelated. Oh, now that I hear you are a gamer, Team Sony PS5 or PS. Actually, I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer. I just every once in a while would like to play a video game. So I bought a PS4 controller because I found out that I could connect it to my Apple TV, and if I downloaded a game on my phone, I can play it onto the screen and actually use a controller as opposed to playing with the phone. And then I sometimes I'll play some of those like Apple Arcade games, which they're horrible. There's like 1 or 2 that are kind of fun, but they're the worst games. They need to put some better games in that library. But yeah, so so PS5, Xbox, I have no idea. I used to have an Xbox back in the day, the first Xbox. That's the only computer gaming system I ever had. Now, my wife's son, he's in the living room now. He's got a beast of a computer that he set up with a big old, 24-inch, screen that kind of wraps around and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, actually, a PS4 controller will work on Apple TV. Yeah, it's something that they knew that they added about a year ago in their operating system to be able to get it to work. But anyway, I watched your live stream the other day. It sounded really, really nice. The keyboard sounded perfect. The sax sounded great. The only thing I could recommend is if you're using a vocal mic to talk to people, just mute that while you're playing because then you don't get that room sound. But other than that, I mean, it sounded great. It looked fine. I really liked the music, and I mean, and it just you had a decent amount of views and stuff for only a half hour. It was really cool. So I just keep doing those, and it'll sound great. One of these days, I'll get you on here to do a live thing, so that we could stream it online and all. I don't know. It's crazy, but anyway, that's it. I just wanted to let you guys know about some really cool gear, some really cool stuff. Like I said, the X Vive, dropping shit. X Vive in-ear monitor system. I would say check it out because it is Amazon. Honestly, they've set up such a big old beast of a company that honestly, nowadays, what's the worst that could happen with buying something? You don't like it, you just bring it to the nearest Kohl's and you drop it and say, "Here, take this back." It's so easy to ship stuff back nowadays. So, I would say try it. Tell me what you think. Tell everybody what you think because those are things that are really huge. And then, like I said, going to fullcompass.com. Buy your parts for your speaker stands and your mic stands so that you don't have to buy replacement stands. And they have parts for all kinds of stuff, cables, gear, if you want to make your own, if you know how to solder and stuff, you can make your own cables. They have their own connectors, things like that. I don't make my own, but I fix my own, if that makes sense. I used to buy all my cables at Sam Ash. I've probably got maybe 10, probably about 20 XLR cables in my possession. I only take a couple with me on a regular basis, but I have backups for when I have the full band performance, things like that. But to be able to solder the cables and do all that stuff myself is kind of nice. If I ever need huge distances of cables, like the other 2 weeks ago, I did a wedding where I needed 200 feet of mic cable, and so I just went to a buddy and borrowed them from him, he's got a sound company. But I'll tell you, I really like what I do, and I love being able to help musicians out in any kind of way. I gig a ton, so I'm trying to help you guys be able to gig a ton as well, get more gigs. I saw somebody post online, they were like, "Oh, because of this COVID, I'm not working that much." It's like, why? It depends. It all depends on what you bring to the party. If all you do is just play an instrument and you don't sing, that's fine because you could still provide background music for when you're not performing. So you could say you're a DJ. You know what I mean? If you don't really know how to DJ, which nowadays, unless you're in a crazy club, most parties don't need a DJ. They just need iTunes to play song after song after song. But you can always download a DJ app on your phone or your iPad or your Android device or your laptops, and you could still crossfade songs and things like that, and those kind of things, to be able to give music to people when you're not performing, and that way, that money that they're going to spend on a DJ, you can get that money. You know what I mean? If you're doing a wedding, tell them. I have a band price, I have a solo price, I have a DJ price that comes with it, everything, and market yourself as something that can take the money out of the pocket of somebody else and put it in yours. Not to sound greedy, but survival of the fittest here. So you got to be able to. If you could have made $1,000 on a day, but you only come away with like $400, I'd personally feel like, dang, I missed out on $600, because chances are they're gonna pay that DJ $600, $700, $800, and they'll pay a musician, for an hour during dinner, $300-400, which is still decent money for for an hour or two of cocktail hour and dinner hour. But if you can take the rest and just spend a couple more hours at the party, who cares? You don't know anybody, fine, you're there to work. Make some money, make some nice cash, and get the heck out. But don't give it to a DJ. Or if you're gonna give it to a DJ, this is another way you could do it. Find a friend who likes to DJ, and okay, for the example, say you know a DJ who's got some really great equipment. You get your price from said company, the person that's paying you to be there, and then you pay the DJ. You say, look, I'll give you $400 to DJ for the night and set up your equipment, and then is that cool? And then when they go $300-400, yeah, sure, whatever, that'd be cool. Now you just go there, you plug into their sound system, you do your set for cocktail dinner hour. This is just in case you didn't want to stay the whole night or you don't really want to DJ or whatever. But you make the money that you get, and then you set the price of what the DJ gets, and then you could leave when you're done, and they finish DJing the rest of the time, and then they take their own equipment. The only reason I don't like doing that is if the DJ's not any good and he's boring, he can mess up your reputation. So most musicians are better DJs anyway, because most DJs just, all they know is popular music, and they just hit play and they just kind of, stand back and whatever. They don't necessarily how to entertain a crowd. They don't really know how to find the moods. They don't understand mood music, and they're not good with first dances, second dances, how to talk to crowds, things like that. They're just not as good. We've all been to those weddings where the guy's like, "Hey everybody, it's time to party," and it sounds real corny and everything. Dude, I've done so many weddings and stuff where people are just like, "Oh, if we didn't have you, this place would have been boring." I literally had people come up to me like, "Man, I wish I had you at my wedding. My wedding sucked." But it just depends on what you bring. And like I said, most musicians have a better sense of entertainment and a better ear for music, and a better way to, most of us can read crowds pretty good and see what the people are looking for and that kind of stuff. And it's just one of those things. But that's just another video on how to be a gig musician. I really love to be able to do these. I know I threw a lot at you. I should have separated this, in terms of video marketing and video views and stuff. I could have broke this down into 3 short videos, but I did 43 minutes of talking. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'll probably go live a little bit later to do some music for you. And then tomorrow night, I'll be at Kobe Bistro from 6:30 to 8:30. And just hit me up. If you need anything, let me know. I'd be happy to help you guys out with live streaming and cameras and crazy tech stuff and all that kind of thing. So, Ash, if you want to do a live stream here from the studio with you and your keyboardist, that'd be sweet. Or if you want to do something from your house and Zoom it over, that'd be awesome. I only have the standard Zoom, so I can only do 45 minutes, but I can find a way to even FaceTime if you want to send it over via FaceTime. We could always do that and do it as long as we want. But that's it, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Anybody have any questions, comments? Thanks. Slap on Periscope for hitting me up and sending me some good comments. Get that Duran Duran tribute band out and about and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple Duran Duran songs. But anyway, everybody, peace. Have a good time. Don't forget, enjoy yourselves. Love being a musician. Love making that money. And love entertaining your crowds and your fans and all that kind of stuff. I got so many cool things coming up and so many cool things that I can't wait to share with you guys in the future. Peace, everybody.